Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a new topic, that is language and communication. And yesterday we have already learned about Shama and Chishti culture. So now start the topic. Now it was just not in Shama that the Chishti adopted local languages. It is very clear that in Shama the Chishti people used to use the local languages. It is very clear that during the Shama, the Chistis adopted local languages. It is clear. But outside the Shama also, there were certain fields where the Chisti people used to have the local languages. For example, in Delhi, those associated with Chisti Silsila conversed in Hindavi. So in Delhi, we can see the Chisti Silsila. The people of the Chisti culture, they used to practice, they used to use the language that is called Hindavi. Hindavi is the language of Hindustani language. Hindavi means Hindustani language. That means the meaning of Hindavi is Hindustani language, and this Hindavi was the language of the people. That means this language was basically used by the common people. So these people are using this Hindavi language to compose their verses or to give their messages to the people so that the local people can also understand it. And the language is Hindavi, that is Hindustani language. Other Sufis such as Baba Farid composed verses in local language. There are certain instances, certain examples in which we can see that Baba Farid composed his verses in local language. जो बाबा फरीद थे उन्होंने अपनी verses को local language में बनाया. That was the language Hindavi, that means Hindustani language, which were incorporated in Guru Granth Sahib and which was also incorporated in Guru Granth Sahib. Okay, final. So till here we have learned that the Chistis people were using the local language that was Hindavi for giving their lectures, for writing their verses or text. They used to use Hindavi language. This is clear to all of you. Now, yet other composed long poems or masnavis to express ideas of divine love using the human love as an allegory. For example, now see, other composed long poems. Some of the saints of the Sufi culture, the Chisti cultures, they used to compose long poems, or you can say the other name for the long poem is masnavis. Masnavis means the poet collection. I have written the meaning also. Masnavis means the poet collection to express ideas of divine love. They used to compose a long poem for expressing the ideas of divine love. Divine love को express करने के लिए they used to compose a long poem, and they used to use love as allegory. They used to use human love as an allegory. तो human love को वो allegory बनाते थे. Allegory का meaning you have already read in class 10th also, that in the figure of Germania, when you were reading about the European Revolution. So you can easily understand the meaning of allegory. Allegory means story, a short story, or it could be a poem, or it could be a picture. So they used to use human love as an allegory for expressing the ideas about the divine love. For example, the Prem Akhyan, love story. Prem Akhyan meaning is love story. The Prem Akhyan, or the love story of Padmavat, composed by Malik Muhammad Jaisi, revolved around the romance of Padmini and Ratan Sen, the king of Chittor. So they have used the allegory, and the example of that allegory is Prem Akhyan, that means the love story, and this love story is of Padmavat. Padmavat was composed by Malik Muhammad Jaisi, and it is an important question that is maximum times it is asked in the board examination also. So Padmavat composed Malik Muhammad Jaisi revolved around the romance of Padmini and Ratan Sen, and it was the story about the romance of Padmini and Ratan Sen, who was the king of Chittor. Okay, good. Their traits were symbolic of soul's journey to divine. Such poetic composition were often recited in the hospices during the summer. And now we have already cleared the concept about the hospices, and we have also cleared the concept about the khankas. So these types of poems were basically recited in the hospices during the Shama. Shama के टाइम पे जो भी Shama होती थी उस टाइम पे these poems were recited basically in the hospices. These long poems or these allegories were recited during the time of Shama. Okay. A different genre of Sufi poetry was composed in around the town Bijapur, Karnataka. These were short poems in Dakini, a variant of Urdu attributed to Chisti Sufis who lived in the region during the 17th and 18th century. Now see, a different genre of Sufi poetry was composed. एक different section भी था, like there was a different category of Sufi poetry that was composed in the town of Bijapur, Karnataka. And these poems, or you can say Dhakini is a Urdu word for these poems. these attributed to चिश्ती सूफीज. जो चिश्ती सूफीज थे उन चिश्ती सूफीज के लिए ये कंट्रीब्यूटेड थी पोएम्स. जो चिश्ती सूफीज 17th और 18th सेंचुरी में थे उनके लिए ये पोएम लिखी गई थी. So here I have written the meaning of jern also, its mean category. So a different category of poetry was composed in the town of Bijapur, Karnataka, and these poems were basically for the Sufi saints, for the Chishti Sufi people who used to live during the 17th and 18th century. So it is also asked in the examination that a different category of poetry was built for whom. So you will say the different category of Sufi poetry was composed for the Chishti Sufis who lived in the region during the 17th and 18th century. Okay. These poems were probably sung by women while performing a household chores like grinding grains and spinning. And there was other application of these poems. These poems were basically also used by the women by performing the household chores. Like chores means a routine task. While performing the routine task like grinding grains and spinning, the women also used to like recite these poems, or the women also used to sing these poems at the time of doing their daily work. Okay, fine. These poems were probably sung by women that I have already cleared you. Other compositions were in the form of Lurinama or Luebis and Shadinama or wedding song. It is likely that Sufi of this region were inspired by pre-existing Bhakti tradition of Kannada Vachans, of Lingayats, of Marathi Abhangs, saints of Pradharpur. It is also the medium that the Islam gradually gained place in the village of Deccan. Now, see, these other compositions were in the form of Lurinama. The other composition, if I talk about the other compositions, so these were in the form of Lurinama or Lubeis. The meaning of Lurinama is a quite gentle song, that is used by the parents while they just try to like when the children are sleeping. Then when we say that lori, basically it is kind of a lori that the parents use when the children are not sleeping. Then the parents recite a lori for the children, and then their child sleeps. Basically you have seen these in movies also, and there are many loris that have been written. So this is a kind of a term that is used here. So the other composition was in the form of Lurinama, या तो Lurinama के form में थे, or you can say Lubeis. This is a quite gentle song that is sung. Okay, or Shadinama or wedding song. Or the second thing was Shadinama or wedding song. Shadinama means the wedding song. The other composition includes Lurinama, Shadinama, or you can say wedding song. It is likely that the Sufi region were inspired by the pre-existing Bhakti tradition of Kannada, and it is like analyzed by the historians that the Sufi peoples were already inspired by the existing Bhakti tradition of Kannada Vachans. जो कन्नड़ में उस टाइम पे हमारे पास इंडिया का ट्रेडिशन था, तो सूफी पीपल्स वेर ऑलरेडी इंस्पायर्ड बाय दोज कन्नड़ वचन्स ऑफ द लिंगायत्स के वचन से सूफी ट्रेडिशन ऑलरेडी इंस्पायर्ड था. तो दे यूज्ड दोज टाइप्स ऑफ कस्टम्स जो लिंगायत यूज़ करते थे, वही कस्टम सूफीज़ ने भी यूज़ करना शुरू किया, बिकॉज दे वर इंस्पायर्ड बाय द भक्ति ट्रेडिशन ऑफ कन्नड़ वचन एंड द मराठी अभंग्स. नाउ Lingayats you have already known, because I have already explained you this term in the previous lectures. And now we come to Marathi Abhangs. Abhangs means those people, those devotees that are related to God Vitthal. जो गॉड विट्ठल के डिवोटीज होते हैं उनको हम मराठी अभंग्स कहते हैं. तो जो सूफी ट्रेडिशंस के लोग थे, वो सूफी ट्रेडिशंस के लोग ऑलरेडी इंस्पायर्ड थे कन्नड़ वचन से लिंगायत्स के, और मराठी अभंग्स के जो ट्रेडिशंस थे उससे वो ऑलरेडी इंस्पायर्ड थे, और उन्हीं के अकॉर्डिंग्स उन्होंने अपना टेक्स्ट लिखना शुरू किया. सो इट इज़ वेरी क्लियर नाउ that it is through the medium of Islam gradually gained a place in the village of Deccan. So इसकी वजह से, because they were using the same tradition, so in the Deccan part of India, the Islam became popular, and this is to the medium that Islam gradually gained a place in the village of Deccan. So in the Deccan part also, the Islam also gained their popularity, because the Islam people, the Sufi Chistis people, were using the same tradition, same Bhakti tradition as it was used in Kannada by the Lingayats and in the Marathi Abhangs, and Abhangs meaning is related to God Vitthal. Okay, fine. Sufi and the state, a major, now it's another topic. A major feature of Chishti tradition was austerity, including maintaining a distance from the worldly power. However, there was no means of situation of absolute isolation from the political power. The Sufis accepted unsolicited grants and donations from the political elites. The Sultan in turn charitable trust to the endowments. Now see, if I talk about Sufi and the state. So there was some features of the Chishti tradition. There were some features of the Chishti tradition. और वो Chishti tradition के जो features थे, that features were like a major Chishti tradition was austerity. बेसिकली जो चिश्ती ट्रेडिशन का एक ऑब्जेक्टिव था वो था आपका ऑस्टिलिटी, और इसका मतलब होता है इट्स अ स्ट्रिक्ट मैनर, लाइक यू कैन से तपस्या. जो हिंदी में ये वर्ड आएगा इसका मीनिंग जो होगा ऑस्टेरिटी का, जो हिंदी में मीनिंग होगा दैट इज कॉल्ड एज तपस्या. तो दे बिलीव्ड इन दैट तपस्या, दे यूज टू हैव अ स्ट्रिक्ट मैनर, तपस्या करते थे, इंक्लूडिंग मेंटेनिंग अ डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम वर्ल्डली पावर. एंड दे यूज टू मेंटेन अ डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम वर्ल्डली पावर, मतलब कि मटीरियल पावर से इनका डिस्टेंस होता था हमेशा. दे यूज टू मेक अ डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम अ वर्ल्डली पावर. हाउएवर दिस वे नो मीन्स द सिचुएशन वॉज एब्सोल्यूट आइसोलेशन, बट दिस डज नॉट मीन दैट दे वर लिविंग इन आइसोलेशन. They were not in isolation, but they used to follow the strict manners, and they were maintaining a distance from worldly power. तो इनको बस तपस्या करने की अच्छी पावर थी. They used to do तपस्या, or you can say a strict manner, and they used to maintain a distance from worldly power. However, they were not isolated. They were not isolated. On the same side, they were not isolated from the political power. Political power में engaged थे, तो हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि ये लोग isolated people थे, but still they have a distance from the worldly power. The Sufi accepted unsolicited grants and donation from the political elites. तो Sufis कभी डिमांड नहीं करते थे. They do not demand for any charity. They do not demand for money, but they used to accept the donation that was given voluntarily. जो voluntarily donations मिलती थी, they used to accept it from the political elites. जो political elites इनको donations grant करते थे, they used to accept it, but they never used to ask for any donation. The Sultan in turn set up charitable trust as Aqwaf and endowment hospice and granted tax free as inam. And the sultans, those who were happy with the work of Chishti Sufis, they used to give him gifts. जो sultans थे वो इनको gifts करते थे. For example, they granted them tax free lands also. So tax free lands you can say एक इनाम के फॉर्म में इनको मिलता था. Like as a prize they used to get from the political elites, basically from sultans. They could get a prize such as they granted the tax free lands, and that was considered as inam for these people. Okay. The Chistis accepted donation in cash and kind rather than accumulate donation. They prefer to use these fully on immediate requirement such as food, clothes, living quarters, and rituals necessities such as sama. All this enhanced the moral authority of the sheikhs, which in turn attracted people from the all walks of life. And those money that they used to get from the elites, like sometimes the sultan used to give some money to these people, to these Sufi Chishti saints, and these people do not use to accommodate this wealth. ये कभी भी उस पैसे को इकट्ठा नहीं करते थे. जो भी पैसा इन लोगों को elites देते थे, the money that they used to get from the elites, or the money or the fund that they used to get from the sultans, they don't use to accumulate it. वो उसको उसी टाइम पर खर्च कर देते थे इन द रिक्वायरमेंट. जो भी रिक्वायरमेंट होती थी, फॉर एग्जाम्पल देयर कुड बी अ रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ अ फूड, देयर कुड बी अ रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ क्लोथ्स, देयर कुड बी अ रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ लिविंग क्वार्टर्स और अदर रिचुअल नेसेसिटीज. So they used to like spend all the money in these requirement, and that is why they just gained a attraction from all the part of the people. जितने भी लोग थे वहाँ पर को, all the population was attracted towards these people because these were the people that were just working good for the people. They are not accumulating their wealth, बल्कि क्या कर रहे हैं, जो भी wealth इनको मिल रही है, they are spending this wealth on the necessities, and this is good thing. rather than पैसा इकट्ठा करने से अच्छा ये है कि जो भी requirement अभी है, जो भी उस टाइम की रिक्वायरमेंट थी, उस रिक्वायरमेंट में ये लोग पैसा खर्च करते थे, और इसी वजह से दे वर अट्रैक्टेड बाय द पीपल फ्रॉम ऑल स्पेयर्स ऑफ लाइफ. ओके. And the people believe in their miraculous power, and Sufi popular among the masses who support the kings to wishes to secure. And the people were also having belief in their miraculous power. Miraculous power का मतलब है कि आप power to perform a miracle. तो जो भी Sufi saints थे, तो kings का मानना था कि they are having a miracle power, and always the kings always come to these saints फॉर आस्किंग लाइक अ ब्लेसिंग. वो हमेशा वहाँ पर आते थे, किंग्स आते थे, और वो इन सूफी सेंट से हमेशा ब्लेसिंग्स मांगते थे और विश करते थे कि हम लोग हमेशा सिक्योर रहें, हमारा किंगडम हमेशा सिक्योर रहे. तो इनके पास लोगों की बिलीव थी कि दीज सेंट्स वर हैविंग द मिरेकुलस पावर ऑल्सो. दैट मीन्स दे कैन परफॉर्म द मिरेकल, एंड द ब्लेसिंग वॉज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द किंग एंड किंगडम. सो द किंग्स used to come to these Sufis एंड दे यूज टू आस्क फॉर द गिविंग देम द ब्लेसिंग, वो उनको ब्लेसिंग देने के लिए कहते थे और बोलते थे कि हमें ऐसी ब्लेसिंग दीजिए जिससे हमारा किंगडम जो है वो अच्छा रहे, वेलफेयर किंगडम रहे, हमारा जो आगे को भी डेवलपमेंट है वो अच्छा हो सके. So this was the first part. I'm preparing the second part for you all.